G'day YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So you've seen this video, you've seen this tree a few videos back where I've taken off the air layers. There was air layers here and here that were successful. I've taken them off. Now I'm looking at the rest of the tree. Now I had a look at my previous videos and I knew that I loved the Nabari, and probably the bit that I really like is this back trunk in here, which is hard to show you. It's this nice big twisting, curving, real interesting trunk with lots of foliage, lots of opportunity to bring all that foliage down, bend it harder, twist it, bend it right down. But we've still got a problem I find that's in the way. It's this branch in here. Now I'll try and block out the rest, but it's this big branch in here. It's right in the front of that whole tree. Now my intention is to actually tilt the tree forward, so that branch becomes almost a horizontal to the ground branch, and it's not good. So what I'm going to do is, instead of cutting it off, I was contemplating a gin. Now there's going to be a gin here which is pretty much in parallel with that, so I realized, do I have two gins here? Possibly. You could have that, but the other option is I want to air layer it. Now there's a branch here, two branches up here and a branch in here. Now I was thinking the best possible opportunity to do it in one go is air layer the whole thing off. What I wanted to do is actually air layer it just under this smaller branch here. So I could actually have options and might have even a twin trunk tree. So if I air layer it here, what that means is I pretty much have to take off the majority of that ring bark, the majority of that trunk, which means this can never be a gin. But then I thought that would be okay, because if I take that off and hollow that bit out and extend it, if I take that bit off when it's successful and hollow that bit out and create an extension of this gin, it might work. So that's the thinking. This bit will actually just follow with that. Even if I take that off after I air layer it, it will just flow with that gin. So that's going to be shorter, of course, but we'll talk about that later. But what I want to do, even though it's summer now, summer in Melbourne is really, it's a time I think a lot of foliage, a lot of junipers start to really push, and pines start to push quite strongly. So I'm going to do an experiment, and I'm going to try and air layer this guy off in summer. I think it should still work. I just want to see if it will work before around by autumn, I reckon. So it's mid-January at the moment. The nice, the lower pits are here. Hang on, give us a sec. Might have to wait for a bit. I've got lots of nice wild birds in my area, even though I live in suburbia, and they or inner suburbs, I should say, of Melbourne. It's very, very loud, but it's great to have them. Anyway, so I was just saying, going to layer that off. It's going to leave a nice. I'll have to probably take that whole trunk off if it's successful. It should be. But the plan was, if I do it now in January, I'm hoping by April it's done. It's finished and completed. So I've got a bit of time to put it in a pot in autumn and let the roots grow a little bit before winter kicks in. But then again, Melbourne, even in winter here, it's quite mild. So I'm hopeful that it will just succeed, and I'm hopeful it will just keep growing. So I shouldn't have too much problem, as long as it puts out roots by April, May, and then I can take it off. And it still gives me a couple months really before. Probably July is when everything really goes dormant, and then August things come back already. So let's see how we go today. So I'm gonna ring bark it as per normal. I'm gonna use my nice sharp grafting knife, ring bark it right around here. I'll probably take you through the process. Let me see if I can zoom in. Actually, might help, and I'll show you guys. Let me see if I can zoom right in. Maybe there. Let's see if that works. Is it on that? Yes, I think it is on that tree. So you get to see this now up front and close and personal. So I'm going to just ring bark it underneath this branch here, because I want to create a twin trunk. Press really hard. Watch your fingers, of course. So I pretty much just dig the grafting knife as far as I can in. I could probably just feel the hardwood. Once you feel the hardwood, it's pretty much, the knife won't go through, because this is quite a substantial trunk. I'll try and keep my hand out of the way. is always the way around it on the back side. I think that's pretty solid. Now the thickness of the trunk is about, you can see, about that much. So I've got to translate it to that much, but I might go all the way. I might just do it, leave a little stub down here, and just create it right around here. Sorry if the hand's in the way. I just got to do the right cut. So pretty much I've cut it right around. I'm pretty confident that's good. Just get my, usually I just use my pliers, gym pliers. See if that gets around. It does. If you squeeze it, it should just peel right off. Now if it doesn't, it means this probably needs to be a bit more of a cut underneath here. I didn't cut all the way through, which is interesting because I thought I did. There we go. The most important thing is not to leave any of that cambium on. Make sure it's all hardwood. So that pretty much came off pretty clean. I usually like to just try and get a nice sharp edge on that. So there you go. So that's been ring barked. That length is much more than the width. So that's what you're aiming for. So mosquitoes decide to turn up. So now I'll just show you this bit. This is where I put the plastic in. That's what I normally do now. I put the plastic on. And create a little pouch. I use just a normal plastic. These are actually those little like little zip pouches, zip plastic pouches. You get anywhere really, and I just use them, and I just cut them. You know, cut them these little squares or rectangles, and I just cut them along the both length and width. And then I've got one piece of, and then I've got a sheet. You can use any kind of plastic. I just like to use a slightly thicker, the slightly thicker plastic, if you know what I mean. Not like cling wrap or anything like that. I like to use slightly thicker. So now I'm just putting wire at the base, just to tie that bottom bit down. I really hope this works, because that means then we can actually work on this tree and do a styling. And I might actually, I've got some good news coming up for anyone in Melbourne. Very, very good news in Melbourne. If you're in Melbourne, coming up shortly, I'll be making an announcement about something really cool. That's going to happen in end of July or early August. So stay tuned for that. I'll post a video on it. But yeah, not just yet. Yeah. Oh, now I'm sure you're all interested if you're in Melbourne. Alright, so always have your sphagnum moss ready. So I've got a little bucket here of sphagnum moss. Actually, I just want to see if I've got some. I've got to get some rooting hormones. So I'll come back. And no, I'm thinking because it's late summer, or I'm sorry, summer. Maybe some rooting hormone might need. I just got this stuff years ago from a nursery guy. I don't even know what it is, but just use whatever you've got. And all I do is I use my finger and rub it on the top cut area. I don't know if it helps, might help, but I've had success with either or none, so it doesn't kind of matter. But if you got it, you got it, you can use it. Now, just get your sphagnum and start filling it. This is the messy bit. Once you get through this bit, you're laughing. I pretty much just pile it in until the plastic almost won't close. So. Now there's going to be lots of water hanging around everywhere. Squeeze that out, kind of thing. You don't need so much. just want to make sure that bottom one's a bit tighter. It's come a bit loose, so it's almost too full for me to close, and I'm pretty much going to draw the line at that. Try and wrap plastic right around each other. Try to squish all the sphagnum into the pouch. And then you use your wire that you've started the bottom with to wrap it and secure it in place. It's pretty easy. Once you do 1, 2, 3, 100, it always gets easier. Now I just need a bit more wire, so I just had some lying around. Where'd it go? Yeah, there it is. Just need a bit more up the top. It just wasn't, I just ran out because this is a bigger air layer than I thought it would be. Just go around again. It just secures the whole pack, I guess. Now I've just got to find some black plastic and I wrap it around wrap the black plastic around it. And that's it, guys. So that's all I'm going to do today on this. I was hoping to style it, but I think I need to get rid of this area. I need to get rid of this area. And I hope you understand why I had to get rid of that area there. It just needed to happen. I just didn't want to waste such a good piece of future potential. And let's try an experiment of doing an air layer in summer and see if that works. So I think that's it for this tree. I'm not going to do anything else with it. Ultimately, that's going to be a gin. This little side bit here has only got a bit of foliage here, and it's the bottom branch, so that's going to get cut off or made into a gin as well. But because I need the foliage here for this air layer, you need to have foliage underneath a juniper air layer for that to be successful. So, well, actually I got that anyway, so there you go. They're probably at the same spot. But I'm not going to do anything with that. That's probably just going to be cut off. Use these as cuttings eventually, but I'm going to style the tree mainly with this top part back here. There's two pretty much branches, and I'm hoping to do that with this tree. So hope you guys enjoyed that video. Another interesting little step-by-step process. All I'm doing is videoing what I do, guys, so that's all I'm doing. I'm not actually putting, to be honest, I'm not like bringing stuff in. I don't have a nursery. It's just my stock that I'm using, and it's just actually what I do. I go out there, okay, I'm going to do this today. I'll video it, and hopefully someone gets something out of it. So I'm just going to wrap this with plastic, and it's done. So black plastic, and it's done. So I hope you guys enjoyed that nice short video. But a next step in this tree's process. And now I've videoed this tree since its evolution, so it's going to be a really good story to take it all the way through. So I'm hoping we have more stories to tell. Okay, guys, subscribe if you haven't to the channel, like the video, and you can click the little bell icon when you go to subscribe, because then you get, every time I put a video up, you get a notification. All right, guys, take care.